Ja ne, mislim, karkoli delam, sem sumljiv tak, mislim, kaj, mislim. Ne smem telefona imeti v roke, kaj je?
Ne vem, da tega rabiš.
Zakaj telefon rabim, no? Zakaj kurca telefon rabim?
Ne vem, jaz poznam od tebe, bolj kot ti misliš.
Kaj hočeš pa zdaj spet reči?
Če boš nekaj slikal?
Telefon, no. Telefon, običen telefon. Kaj bom slikal?
Ne vem. Nekaj te matra.
Nekaj me matra, vej.
Ampak ne vem kaj.
Zdaj mi ti povej, kaj me matra. Ti si zdaj tukaj dol, da ugotoviš, kaj mene matra.
Ja.
To vidiš, ej.
Ja, moram popraviti, če povem.
Ja, seveda. Ti moraš preiskati, investigacijo moraš narediti.
Ja, zato, ker ti nastavljaš stvari, da snemaš, pa...
Kje si pa jaz nastavil, kaj? Kaj si nastavil, je?
Zdaj mogoče se nišče.
Dol na garaža, da se dovr, samo da se vidi, kaj dela. Da si pa kupil, kaj imam, kamor grem jaz po hiši, ti za malo lepo čustvo.
Ja, tu imaš celo hišo sklenjeno, nišče ne zaklepa, da se bo samo ti. Samo ti. Ko se premakneš, zaklepaš.
Kaj zakleram, mami, kaj ti je?
Vse.
Jaz sem Violih rekel, da kamorkoli grem, gre za malo in gledaš, kaj delam in kaj ne tu naprej. Wow. Samo neka sumničenja so te...
Ja. Vidiš, bit će ovo dobro buko. Sve kad ti već dobro čuje.
So I'm going to give you a fast account about heating cooling system inside of our house, which my parents have purchased, I don't know, maybe in 2014, 2013, and placed one inside of the kitchen area, exclusively inside of the kitchen area. We don't have any air conditioning heating system throughout the house other than furnace with radiators. That's a heating system, but the cooling system, the air conditioner, which that's for heating and cooling, that's climatic adjustable, temperature adjustable heating cooling system, that's based in the kitchen only. Yeah, and it's not supposed to be allowed, not to be allowed, unless the only time that I have seen mom have used that was basically when psychiatrists came to, in parentheses, visit me, really terrorize me. And it was nice in the summertime when they said it, it was nice and cool. In the winter time, it was nice and warm inside. Other than that, you're not supposed to use one. And I said, you're not supposed to use one. My mom would go off like this, you're not supposed to use one. It was no different this year when I came back from Belarus. Heating wave got me. I was already choking here for about 2 weeks, I think. I'm not going to even go into the previous years. That was like, wow, I mean, some years that were hot here. Wow. humidity, hot, 30 plus degrees Celsius inside, me writing articles and video recording inside. And so my mom, I asked my mom, I said, Mom, my mom actually asked me because I did turn the air conditioning on. She immediately objected again. Why this and that, go to the kitchen area, this and that. I can't go to the kitchen area, never did, because that's where my father is blasting his TV. That's right, the TV he blasts because he claims he cannot hear. Neighbors can hear one. And the door from the living room to the kitchen room, actually from the living room, which is adjacent to the kitchen, it's always open. Because why? Because my daddy is a psychotic. That living room where that TV is and where he watches that TV is ample, is big, is luxurious compared to my little room. I have a little cubicle and he's got a huge big ass room like everything else he have. And if the door is closed, he claims he is choking himself. He cannot breathe. So it doesn't matter. He blasts the TV and you're going to take it, whether you like it or not. He's not going to even go and close the door or anything like this. None of it. He became lately a bit kinda, because he knows I record the stuff. But my entire life, that's exactly what the case was. No, kitchen area for me, it was not an option. And Mom goes further and makes fun out of me when I suggest that I'm actually joking. So she says, that's good for me. At least your brain is going to turn into acid a little faster. That's that. Miraculously this year, for the first time, my mom actually did allow another 2-3 days that followed for air conditioning to be turned on. That is something never happened before, but this year actually it did happen for the first time. Like I said, the best I did not record at all. What you're gonna hear in this audios that I have, whatever I have managed together, is actually far from what I have gone through. I could say, well, this is how my life was, and it was not. It was beatings and it was yelling and screaming with this kind of program, let's say. That's exactly how that was. When Americans have brought me here for the first time to torture me through MK Ultra in year 98, I'm just saying that as an interesting fact, they could not stand the temperatures in Novo Mesto. Definitely not the temperatures inside of my room. You know what they did? They ran with their computers inside of the basement, down the underground basement, and they stick their ugly heads inside of the basement all days long till finally the neighbor here, Kotar, offered them a place where they actually could, according to them, according to sensitive Americans, because they're so sensitive people. And in this case I give them right, because brain cannot function really in a temperature, in a little room with temperature over 30 and with tremendous humidity, walls covered with mold and stuff like that. One side my mom is complaining about, and Father, why am I having windows open? On the other hand, they're complaining about my posting on the internet video about the mold that piled up inside of my room. So hilarious, controversial. And so poor Americans, in this case I give them right, because brain really goes acid. You really start to fade out. You're not productive in that type of environment, okay? But I'm just saying this so you're gonna understand a little bit how have I wrote articles and recorded videos in past years, what I have gone through here in Slovenia, when I could not even afford myself air conditioning or anything like this. I was lucky to get that slow internet. It was a great thing. At the same time, you have my father, you have other people downstairs in the yard cooling themselves, enjoying outside in a shadow, having fun. And then, you know, I was the one guilty, you know, was not even allowed to have air conditioning, you know, and I was the one guilty that I went out and I told them to please leave. They did only once this, and psychiatrists have used that opportunity when I do put them in the internet to claim that this is exactly how I have approached to every visitor. So anything like this, the psychiatrists, they have not, I'm going to say, blown out of proportions, but, you know, this is like, you know, I don't actually have the words for it. I mean, how they depict a human being. So I'm just giving you a taste. You're going to hear my mom that it's quite okay if my brain turns acid in temperature 30 plus inside of my room. It's normal. It's all good. Normal. Better for her, she says.
Zaradi tega, da se hiša hladi malo. Sej, danes je najbolj vroč danes, ker je 41 stopinj Celzija bilo.
Ne, 38 pa res.
Ja, ampak če klime ni, mislim, zakaj pa je klima pod, mislim, 38 stopinj Celzija je veliko.
Če si niti žalozi čez dan, ko je najbolj vroče, ne potegneš dol, pa že ni vroče.
Če si žalozi, ne potegne dol takrat, ko je najbolj vroče od zunaj.
Tako.
Ok, se pravi, da klima ni važna pol, ni. Ni važno, ok, prav.
Jaz mislim, da se bom zadušil tukaj. Ni problema, a? Hvala lepa, mami. Jaz ne vem, kaj si je, Inga.
Ja, meni je to zelo hecno.
Mami, to si nekaj vprašal, ne? A zdaj, malo si, ne?
Ja, sem od Dune delala.
Je noben si mi rekel, da treba ob 4, ob 3, da je treba ven na sonček jeti. Zunaj je 36 stopinj Celzija, pravi, da je 36, kot sem videl, 36.
Veliko, ampak včeraj je bilo še več, ne?
Ampak včeraj je bilo še več, da je bilo tam koliko do 40 ali koliko?
Ne, pa nas ne, nikoli je to bilo.
Ja, se lahko tole pogledam, koliko je bila temperatura. Se lahko pogledamo, koliko je bila temperatura. Evo, temperatura je tukaj, 37 stopinj Celzija je za nas, vidiš? No, zdaj pa tukaj je bila, jutri bo bilo menda 38, v petek bo bilo menda 39, ja, tukaj piše. Tukaj piše, ne. Da ne se sprejera.
A ti za Novo mesto?
Ja, za Novo mesto, ja. Novo mesto, vidiš?
Vidim. A zdaj vidim.
Ja.
Kako neko Krškem ali pa v Črnomu.
Za v petek bo pa 39 pravda. Ampak klime ni treba, mami.
Še ne bo, ne boj se. Poslušaj, kuške je pa v Krškem?
Pa nekaj se ti reč, ne veš. Kaj se te kuška?
Nisem žleht. Jaz samo vem, da bo račun prišel. In da klele je dokaj dno.
Zakaj ne damo tale termometra pa pogledamo?
Ampak v kuhinji...
Čakaj, v kuhinji je klima je 26.
V kuhinji je zelo lepo.
V kuhinji je 26.
To se pravi, da je kuk razlika.
Mami, kako je lahko pri 25 zelo lepo?
12 stopinj je razlike. Med od zunaj pa med noč.
Ja, pa kad se lahko vprašam...
In če človek sedi, se nič ne dela.
Aha.
tudi prav lahko zdržiš.
Za umsko delo je temperatura taka dobra, ne?
Zelo.
30 stopinj Celzija je
Gremo vzanje zavrejo bujstvo.
Veš, kako se ti prijedno, mami? Hvala ti, mami, hvala. Zelo si občutljiva, mami, zelo si občutna. Ti imaš neke fašistične fore, mami, jaz ne vem, odkje.
Tako vroče, kot pa je vlaga.
Ne vem, ja, vlaga in vroče je tukaj, ampak ti praviš, da to je v redu,
Vlaga je.
Ja, ti praviš, da je to okej.
Jaz se ne bom nikome več presprečala.
Well, today is August the 4th, 2017, and I was thinking about doing the movie here in my room, in this little room, but it's hot here. Outside is even hotter, but there's more oxygen, and so this here is the temperature right now inside of this room. Humidity is outrageous. Yeah, almost 31 degrees Celsius. This is in Celsius, yeah. So I'm going out. I'm not gonna record this in here. I was trying to do this green effect stuff, but this just is not smart. In a house of Rothschild, a little bit, you're gonna hear my mama comparing me to a Rothschild, and you know, she did so since my return from the US in 2006. She really humiliated me on I don't know how many occasions, have suggested that I didn't bought her not even a coffee and stuff like that. That I acted like billionaire Rothschild, and how that cannot be true. I am, in fact, a Rothschild in a room of 3 meters by 3 meters, in a house of the poor guy. That's my father, who have less than nothing. Okay, so I'm the rich guy because that's what I have, and he is a poor old man is what he is. He doesn't have lots of money on bank accounts and in shares, and you're talking about these people have I don't know how much money in bank accounts. They live a life of luxury, hunting, fishing, and me, I'm just I'm the one who is actually rich, wealthy, Rothschild. It's how my mama see me as, and how she have seen me as. It bothered her, it disturbed her that I wanted to build myself a family, have my own life.
Even the hairdresser, whenever she came here to cut hair, if I would have fun with her, if we would laugh, she would protest it against, get like really aggravated and upset with me, just, you know, seeing me half smile on my face pisses my mom off more than anything in this world. This is just a case about my mama. I mean, yeah, she did call me Rothschild, and you know, I suggested her that she calls me only a Rothschild, although I have less than nothing. And my sister have done less for my mama. However, my mom never suggested her the same, and it's nothing wrong with my sister. My sister more than deserves what she has. She worked all her life really hard to get herself, you know, a little place where she is on her own, by herself, in peace. And that's pretty much what we all want, right? We want our own lives, is basically what we want. We don't want to be controlled or, you know, be in a hostile environment where controlled and stuff like that. And so when I suggested my mom in continuation, you're going to hear that she never suggested my sister same as she suggests me. And my sister did exactly the same thing as I wanted to do. That's basically by herself, by myself, you know, a little place, home, parcel, where I could build me a home, go away from here. My mom just start to look down and, you know, laugh and goes away, because she doesn't really have arguments. You know, I, as a Rothschild, who have all this, basically what they have, and much more, I have billions of dollars. I don't know what to do with the money. I actually have slept in the truck for even 2 months at a time and ate garbage can to get my life savings together. That was the money I had when I returned back from the US 2006. That was basically whenever I was allowed to even have employment, which was greatly underpaid. I made about $30,000 with a truck driving, and I think they made an average about 40-50,000 for truck driving in the US, truck drivers and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just saying, stuff that my mom talks about. She keeps suggesting me how my life is so worry-free, beautiful. This is my mama. She is as abusive as any emotional vampire can possibly be. But these are different issues. These are her issues, mental issues that I didn't go into. I'm not even going to. Look, I'm just exposing what my mama is like. Okay, so watch and see.
Det bo zvrtal luknjo dol.
Veš, da bo, zakaj pa?
Ne vem zakaj.
Zakaj jo bom zvrtal?
Ja.
In kolikor sem ti pa že povedal, kolikrat?
Ne vem, kolikrat.
A sem ti povedal morda 100-krat že?
Kdo pa čez ploščo vrta luknjo? Boš na železo prišel, ne boš prevrtal nikoli čez.
Ne, luknjo bo treba zvrtati tukaj. Če tebe ne morem dobiti, bom na servis poklical, da bo prišli luknjo zvrtati.
Boš ga plačal.
Ga bom plačal.
Je itak prevrtano dol.
Lej, jaz hočem imeti internet v sobi, okej? Kaj ja?
Kaj, jaz hočem. Kaj pa ti kakšne pogoje postavlja zdaj?
Kaj, a ne smem imeti tukaj kabla
Moš
noter?
tam dol internet.
Ne smem ga v sobi imeti.
Vrtev ne boš.
Ne smem za kabel luknjo zvrtati.
Ne. Kaj je? Veš da. Ni se treba smejati, ne vem kaj.
Ne, všeč mi je, mislim, ko imaš tak, ki si tako bojevita, mislim, ker ne dovolj človeku, da je. prosim že leta te prosim, da bi luknjo zvrtal v luknjico, kjer bi kabel čez tako dal. In pogledaj, kakšno obnašanje imaš. Ja.
To ne bo povrtalo se, ker je taka luknja.
Ja, taka pa že ni.
Iz tvojih kablih bodo ositleno.
Se gre samo eden kabel gor. To pa vam dve skupna luknja je.
Jaz potrebujem najmanj 2 kabla, da bi čez. Ne en.
Zakaj pa 2?
Če bi naredili takrat večjo luknjo, potem tega ne bi bilo treba, da nas več vrtati. Je tako? Kaj ni to resno nek?
Za naše potrebe je resno.
Za katere vaše potrebe?
Za naše. Takrat se ne dodatno vrtalo zaradi tebe.
Tu ste vi, jaz sem pa jaz, zaradi mene se mi vrtala tudi ena luknja.
Look, this is just a single garage. This is how the walls look like, and look, if I would go to a living room, I could show you holes like this, probably about 6-7 holes like this that go right through the wall. Many holes you don't see because they are just cemented. They're just covered. I just want you to see this stuff. I just want you to see this stuff. This is to take, I don't know how you say that, udreti, clean animals, take animals out of the skin. Look, we have about, probably I estimate, right now if I would go all over the house, I could probably count about some 20 holes visible like the one right there. But we probably had about 50-60 of them drilled. Not for my needs, but for the needs of my father and my mom. Not a single hole in my lifetime, ever, for me. Look, this is the view in another garage. See this? These are all holes drilled right through the floor. These are all holes drilled through the floor. You can see them. It's house drilled like a cheese. It looks like a Swiss cheese. But, you know, when I have requests for a single hole, now that's a trouble. If I would go to a living room where my father is watching TV right now, I could point out holes for you, but you know, I rather not to do that. I don't want to do that because they know exactly what I'm doing. So, you know, the problem is when I want something, the problem is, basically the problem is to make the problem out of nothing, deliberately make things impossible for individual. Insult individual, degrade individual, terrorize individual every minute, every second, for every question, bully, challenge individual. That's where the real issue is. Normal, abnormal. That's not normal, that's not normal, that's not normal, that's all you hear. Normal and abnormal.
Če se je pa samo eno vrtalo, ti praviš, da si zaradi mene vrtalo. Me lahko poveš samo za eno luknjo, v katero se je zame vrtalo? Samo eno mi povej. Kje je luknja zame? Jaz nimam nobeno v svoji sobi zame, da bi bila. Tako da ne vem, o čemu govoriš. Spet mislim... Ne, veš, kako je stalo, se ne da pogovarjati, zaradi tega,
popolnoma norih, da ne.
Ti enostavno povedano fantaziraš. Ti si halucinacijska, ti misliš, da si nad zakonom dejansko. Ti misliš, da si nad zakonom. Da si. Ti misliš, da je zakon zato, da zakon tebe spoštuje, ti pa sereš na zakon. Je tako? In ti misliš, da tudi z mano lahko delaš kar pač tebi je, kar pač ti misliš, da tako je.
S tabo nič ne delam.
Ja,
Kar sem ti naredila, sem ti v življenju dobrega, dosti slabega pa nič.
ti meni dobrega v življenju nisi nič naredila. Nič.
Mislim.
Če bi ti meni naredila karkoli dobrega v življenju, hotel dobrega narediti, jaz pa v Ameriko ne bi šel. Takrat, ko sem pa šel v Ameriko, bi pa tako naredila, kakor normalni ljudje delajo, ne pa tako, ko si ti delala.
Kako sem pa delala?
Pa si se pa še tako obnašal, da sem še v mentalno bolnico dobila pa take stvari. Tako da ti mene v življenju nisi, ti se meni življenje uničila. Okay, ne ti meni govori, da si ti v življenju meni pa tu po ono. Jaz se nisem rodil zato, da bom tle naredil v tej sobci, da bom tebe gledal pa tebe poslušal. Jaz sem se rodil zato, da bom familijo svojo imel, da bom delal svojemu. Zaradi tebe. Ja.
Nikar neumnosti ne govorim.
Neumna si ti, ne?
12 let si bil v Ameriki,
Ja.
da si jo lahko ustvaril, kakšno bi hotel?
Vse sem si jo hotel, pa si rekla, rekla si mi celo, kaj si mi rekla, da si bil kot Rothschild, ko sem prišel nazaj, da ti nisem kupil.
Niti enega bombona.
Aha, a biser, kako je pa denar zderala, ne, tako kot sem ga jaz, ne tako kot sem ga jaz, ker sem v tovornjaku stopil po 2 meseca domov in sem prišel, pa tukaj ste z mano delali. Tisto Rothschild je pa v redu, kaj ti pa ona kupila? Nič. Ona si je pa hišo postavila, parcelo si je kupila, samo trenutek. Hvala Bogu, tako hvala Bogu, da se je rešila golazni. Jaz sem bil pa kot Rothschild, aha, ti si mene obtožvala, da sem bil jaz kot Rothschild, da sem se odnasil, da ti kave nisem kupil, pa ni res. Vozil sem vas od sebe. Vse stvari sem vam hotel kupiti, pa niste marali na samo povedali. Povej po pravici. Povej po pravici. Ne laži. Tega ti ne bi nikdar in tudi nisi nikdar rekla bisati, ker si meni že povedala. Okay? Ti imaš dvojna merila, samo v redu. Kar smej se, ja. Lej, te tvoje očitke, veš, da te ni srame, tvojih očitkov. Take mame ni noben nikar moj, nikjer, ki si ti.
Alright, for this portion of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play it and give you a comment as I go along. Your mom, lucky not yours, mine, loves you so much that actually she explains in front of the nurse that comes to terrorize you, visit you monthly, sometimes and every 2 weeks. I think it was already every week and so on. She loves you. She loves you so much. She explains in front of her the injustice that have happened. You know how the psychiatrist lied during forced hospitalization. How she wrote on the report that mother agreed that it was necessary to get me hospitalized, and mommy never agreed with it. But then the story ends, you know, with however the psychiatrist can determine if it was necessary or not, you know, shit like this. So this is your best friend, mama like this. I don't know what else to say.
Pa tudi tako mislim, drugače je bilo, res je bilo drugače, ker tam mi je pokazal tisto, ki je dala fotogentno v bolnico, je celo napisala, da se je mama strinjala s tem.
Mommy even, you know, she even agreed with her with his hospitalization. Even this is what the psychiatrists have written.
Mama se ne strinja.
Niti povedala nam ni, da nisem to naredil. Nikar pa, da bi se strinjala.
Sploh ni bilo potrebe za tisto, kar se je zgodilo.
Mislim, meni je to žal, da je napisala, da se je mama strinjala. Če bi napisala, potrebno je bilo urgentno v bolnico.
A ni vam povedala na dan, da bi se naredila?
Ne.
Ne bi rekel, če bi bilo potrebno nekaj, ampak...
Če ona smatrala.
Se vete, kot psihiater lahko oceni določene stvari, nekdo pa reče, meni se zdi potrebno, ne?
No tako. Če ona smatrala, da je to potrebno, bi pač napisala tako. Ona smatra, da je potrebno. Ampak da je pa napisala, da se mama strinja, ker niti rekla ni, da je lahko poslala. Dopoldne smo ga tam zvečer so ponač.
Obsednik, ja. Se kar na moje vlade potekla, gremo v mamo.
I says mom did not agree with it. I fall for stupidity. And mom wants my stupidity, hypes me a little bit more with not even near she goes. She did not even tell me, the psychiatrist did not even told me anything about that he's gonna be hospitalized. To me, mom goes, to me, she likes to act. To me is sorry. To me, sorry. To me, sorry that she wrote that mom agreed with hospitalization. But, now it's but, if she wrote it was a necessary urgent hospitalization, however. And as I say, well, I wouldn't say it was a necessary hospitalization. Then that's when mom jumps on me together with Andrea, with nurse. Well, Bostian, if she determined that it was necessary, look at this. And now I get the lesson from Andrea. You see, a psychiatrist can determine that hospitalization is needed, right? And my mom comes. And then that's right. That's the way it is. That's your best friend, a mommy like this. With mommy like this, you don't need no enemies. And she goes back and she says, yes, if she considered that it was necessary, then she should write it that way. But she goes again, because my mommy is innocent. My mommy doesn't have absolutely anything with it. My mommy is my best friend. My mommy loves me. Mom says again, but the mother, that she wrote that the mother agreed with hospitalization. She did not even say that they're gonna come to pick me up. And then it's the end. That's when I explain how they appeared out of nowhere and, you know, really violently have taken me out already for the second time and so on. This, what I'm going to play you now, is just going to be original audio recording. I thought this would be the best way for me to give you this portion of audio translated, because it's a little hard to give you the understanding of my mama. It's quite deep. With people like this, it can get deep. Alright, let's just suppose you have a cousin, like I have. We're not very close really, but she and I, we did go hiking. We are from the same time and we know each other since little. And your mother's, let's just suppose, she mentions to you that they carry her on hands due to her back pain, due to problems with her back. Now, I know about her back problems already she had this problems already for a while. This isn't something new, but my mom sure caught my attention when she mentioned me the detail that they actually carry her on hands. And then she got even more attention to me when we spoke about children, and as I mentioned, she doesn't have children. Why she doesn't have children? Mom says because of the pain. She doesn't want to have children because of her back pain, because she's suffering so much. All right, so I don't know about you. She definitely caught my attention with that, and I had a concern. She's my cousin, as I have explained, and so I did dare to call her mom. I called her mom, and I was gonna share, not only find out what happened, what is the situation with her, but I was gonna share my experience with back problems, because they did pinch me a nerve right here. And I was gonna give her advice, basically a little advice on what to and what not to. The problem is, and I have spoken to her about this issue, is that she likes mountain hiking and stuff, and ladies are pretty active, and she might even pick up some weight or something like that. This is the stuff you don't do really when you have back problems, because just the pinched nerve can actually place you in a wheelchair permanently. This is how sensitive back is if you happen to have problems with one. And so I was going to give her a little, at least whatever worked for me, how it worked for me, how I managed to at least calm this issue with pinched nerve. And as soon as my mom learned about that, I actually called her and stuff, she went berserk. She totally went berserk. To her, it doesn't sound to her normal that that I called her, that when somebody gives you a news like this, that you actually call that person. And she related this, in a parenthesis, incident of mine, this violation, with a neighbor here who bought a phone, and he just happened to have bought the phone that it's the kind of phone that I could be interested in, because I'm interested in a very, very specific phones that most of the people are not interested in and are very difficult to obtain. I'm talking about the flip phone that will be preferably with a high resolution camera and stuff like this. You got to admit, folks, not many on the market, and Slauka alone was the one, that's the neighbor, the one that was guilty always for the light in the attic area, and bragged me about how he bought the phone, this and that he's going to buy the phone. And the neighbor is not the kind of neighbor that would be angry or anything about if anybody would inquire about information, but exactly the opposite. when he bought a car, he would actually really like to see that you come by and he would give you a ride so you can see how nice his car rides. Okay, so this isn't something that I would go to someone that I would go and disturb anybody or anything like this. Okay, but she's trying to connect that and make me look like totally stupid. That this is not normal. That you know that first that you know I'm lying and I'm making up. As I say that she's almost in a wheelchair. I mean, if somebody tells you that they carry person around on arms, on hands, that person probably is crippled, I would say. But then she started to change the story. She says that only when it hurts her, this and that, and that's what really prompted me, you know, to call her mom and talk to her, ask her about, and give her a little piece of advice on what to do to basically calm nerve and what type of exercise then to engage in, so it would not, you know, potentially inflate, harm again that nerve area, back spine area, nerves in spine area. And one thing led to another. Mother is always hysteric, and it looks like as if made this news up so it would get my attention. And once I started to ask about, this is just the regular procedure with her. It often happens that she says something, and once you start to express interest in it, just like the case was previously with Nurse Andrea who came by, she would start to change the story and make one feel like if it's stupid, like you're stupid, you're saying, all of a sudden you're saying things that I never said and this and that. I'm gonna have this a little bit again translated for you, but this pretty much is it. She gets really pissed off because I called her mom and asked about basically how my cousin is doing. The point is that the two situations are not identical as my mother attempted to present them as. The neighbor's phone is not equivalent to, concern is not equivalent to the one of the cousin that could be totally crippled. And another thing is that my mom is trying to, you know, kind of isolate me from everybody, you know, I guess to, you know, like you see in some old American movies that you have some creep around the house that is totally non-social.
Make no mistake, this was the idea.
And it's just, you know, around the corner, strange dude, you know, I don't know, hiding in his room or something like that. I think this is exactly what would really make my mom happy. Okay, so this isn't the case. I'm a very social person. I like to go out and have fun. It's what mom, all through, she keeps insisting that, and father, that the computer, this is not, you know, you should go out and meet some real people, be with the real people. One thing is talk, you know, and then there's something else. She wants me obviously to stay away from everybody, dissocialize me from the world, portray me as a weirdo. So that's that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little recorder, and as I go along, I'm just gonna pretty much translate to the voice recorder, because this thing is really long. It's gonna take me too long to get this thing recorded, and it's really not so important. So you know, I'm just trying to give you understanding of you know, the profiling, the way I gave you the idea about my father, how he does, and about my mom. And you know, that type of manipulation is used to build an individual insecure persona. So the individual would be going to hear her go very, very hysterical. All kinds of stuff she performs, cries, how, you know, this and that. Like, I have done really I don't know what, and she makes that completely out of nothing. She makes it up things, and then it blows, it blows, it blows, it blows completely, blows out of proportion, and then it's all my fault and this and that, and it's, you know, just, it always was like this, really.
Alright guys, so this is what we're gonna do. Because of the lack of the time that I have, because I do have other projects, I cannot afford myself to type, use the traditional method to get this stuff translated. If you have any doubts about translation, I will just refer you to original tape, which I have released in Slovenian language with all the audio recordings, where you can find the actual audio recording. As I go along of this portion of video, I am just going to go ahead and voice translate the whole thing. So let's go.
Translated recording. Mother to me, when have I said that she is almost on a wheelchair? And it's what I answered to my mom. Just a little back you said they carry her on hands. Mom to me, her father told me that she have fallen from the bed and could not pick herself up without assistance. They had to pick her up. I said to Mom, you just told me that she's so weak. Mom keeps screaming, yelling at me. She screams all along. That is not true. That is not true. So I don't know how that cannot be true. I mean, if she cannot pick herself up, if they have to pick her up and they have to carry her on their arms and their hands, how could that not be, I mean, reasonable assumption on my behalf? Okay, now Mom's fixes her statement and she corrects herself and she says occasionally she has this kind of troubles, but not permanently. I just want to make my point of view here and, you know, situation clarify with father, who was also present, and I referred the situation to my father and I said, hey Dad, you know, my mom just in front of you and in front of me. And so I repeat to my father that, from whom I expect confirmation, that she stated in front of him and in front of me that they carry my cousin around on hands, because this is how my mom got the attention from me. And now my father doesn't know what's all about. He doesn't know what's all about. You know, I'm just saying my mom does circus that it's totally abnormal like that. I mean, my mom goes on and now suggests me that I actually have a habit to hear about something and then go out there and even check if that is true. I fix my mom and I immediately correct her. I say, hey Mom, do you even know what you're talking about? Well, that's when my mom realizes that she made a mistake and that she is deeply wrong about things. Now she suggests, I cite Mom, wait, have I ever said that they carry her around in hands on a daily basis? She won't say like, we had a misunderstanding or anything like this, but this is a very aggressive talk. She will not apologize or take neutral stand, but is always in attack mode. She's just used to do it this way.
And I say, well Mom, if they carry her on hands, because this is how the hell are you going to understand this otherwise, that kind of statement. Obviously they are carrying her around on hands on daily basis. And she says to me, well, realizing that she's wrong, at fault, she says, no, you see, you have to use a little bit your head. Well, basically Mom
makes a mistake, or rather more than just a mistake, and
calls me stupid. And it does not stop here. You know, it doesn't stop here. Mom starts to lie that she told me. She never did. That she told me whenever that she suffers pain attacks, they carry her around in arms, in hands. And I said, I replied her back, I said, Mom, you never told me that. And she says with a laughter, well, and then in that case I'm telling you this now. If my mom wouldn't throw me in mental hospital and done stuff to me as she did, this would be actually okay to me. I am not sensitive to that type of stuff. I tolerate like little lies from females. I don't mind them to have fun, whatever. Be a little loud, bossy, that's fine with me. But considering the stuff she have done to me, none of the stuff like this is funny to me any longer. And in continuation, I'm going to tell you how far have her lies gone. How far has she brought me? What kind of statements she had made to Americans when they were here? Not only to Americans, basically the whole world. I should say to American psychiatrists, to the psychiatrists in general, how she depicted me to them as. I'm talking about MK Ultra. Before, when MK Ultra started, what type of stuff she was talking to them about me. Imagine yourself to be drugged up, helpless, in hands of this psychiatrists, lunatics, neo-Nazi fascists, and have your mom basically depicting you as completely, totally insane in front of them, talking to them stuff that is beyond believable, hard to imagine, beyond hard to imagine. Obviously the stuff that I'm going to talk to you with idea to push me in a deep shit as much as possible. Stuff like this you don't forget when it's said about you in front of you, even if it was in 98, almost 20 years ago, under MK Ultra, drugged up. And in addition to that, I had these people come later on in the store and they have discussed things she said in front of me that I'm not going to say that made me blush. I'm just saying I was terrorized, I was intimidated with.
The best word would be traumatized.
I don't want to talk about this right now because we have other subject going. But later on I'm going to talk about that stuff. But no, hell no that I'm trying to be some kind of a politically correct person with a female. No way. No way. And, I said to Mom, Mom, you're telling me this now? And you yelled at me like that? I said, why didn't you tell me that before when I actually, so that I would know when I called her mom what was all about. And instead of that, I came out really stupid. She didn't even know basically what I was talking about. Her mom of my cousin, actually gestured me, signaled me that none of the stuff I had talked about really was happening. And this is the real reason why my mom got so upset, why she got so mad, why she lost. She made, I'm not going to say the whole thing up, but the most of it, she sensationalized half story that she inflated something to get her attention and to, I don't know, maybe to make me feel that I'm not the only one to whom bad things are happening, maybe, or something like that, or through none of the stuff that is happening to me is because it would be happening to me. It's because it's done to me. Those are two different things. In United States, I have familiarized myself with the government technique, which is used when all the rights, I should say employment market, is denied to an individual becomes isolated.